In Los Angeles, a man named Marcus received a phone call reminding him of a meeting with his group. During the meeting, he informed them of the upcoming trip to London for a few days. Upon arriving in London, Marcus encountered Jade at a local bar. Startling her, he directly questioned her about Senator Kyle's continued existence and the events surrounding her recent task. Jade, an angry biker-styled lesbian hitwoman, attempted to explain her recent job mishap by sharing stories to calm Marcus down. Despite her efforts to engage in a flirtatious encounter with an exotic dancer, the situation took a less friendly turn. Unfazed, Marcus remained straightforward. It was revealed that Jade was tasked with targeting Senator Kyle while he was also in London that day. However, Jade's plan was foiled when an ex-flame recognized her at the bar where she was supposed to carry out the hit and had her removed, as he worked as a bouncer there. Marcus, infuriated by the turn of events, demanded that Jade leave London immediately. He gave her one final chance and provided her with money before parting ways. That evening at the bar, Jade was enticed by a seemingly ordinary lesbian prostitute. As the music played, the women began singing, drawing Jade closer. Jade found herself unexpectedly handcuffed. It was revealed that the woman was actually an assassin who proceeded to severely harm Jade. After a fierce struggle, the woman wounded Jade with a gunshot, berating her for her perceived inadequacies and lack of respect for their shared passion. Removing Jade's wig, the woman reviewed the camera footage before departing, leaving Jade injured and bleeding profusely. Meanwhile, in another part of town, a newcomer appeared at the clandestine gathering of anonymous assassins, sparking suspicions among the participants that influential and dangerous individuals were orchestrating their secretive meetings. The man trailed the woman responsible for Jade's ordeal. Seeking refuge, Alice sought sanctuary in a church where she encountered Joanna, the priestess. Joanna guided her to a mysterious chamber despite Alice's apprehension, where she joined other members. As Alice explored the room, they invited her to sit down, and Joanna informed her that their activities would commence shortly. As tension mounted due to the increased police presence following the shooting of U.S. Senator Kyle, Ben arrived and addressed the group. Someone lurked in the back, observing Alice closely as she tried to compose herself, but grew increasingly uneasy. As the group delved into discussions about the assassinations of the senator, prompting her to consider leaving, she is stopped by Crystal. Crystal, who had previously shot Jade, halted her actions at Joanna's command. The group gathered around, each taking their seats as Joanna initiated a support group known as Killers Anonymous in the church hall of her London parish. Within this group, killers came together to disclose the mental turmoil they faced after committing murders. Meanwhile, the man listened in from outside, monitoring police movements while sipping on his drink. Ben volunteered to share his story, followed by Marcus, who arrived just in time to participate. As Ben delved into his narrative, he recounted his first intentional killing, the moment he took his best friend's life during a hunting trip as a child, revealing a disturbing fondness for the act. Even though he was his pure friend, he didn't feel wrong. He then confessed that he felt a strange sense of awakening after the act, unable to pinpoint the exact reason behind his actions. Rather than burying the body out of fear of being caught, he chose to wait for the authorities. By resting beside the corpse before finally burying it, Marcus gestured for Alice to share her story next, but Joanna intervened, calling for a brief intermission to enjoy a cup of coffee for 10 minutes. Alice was joined by Leandro outside. As they conversed and shared cigarettes, Leandro initiated a discussion about Crystal. Inside, Joanna's phone call was interrupted by strange noises emanating from the wall ducts, prompting her to suspect someone was eavesdropping on the meeting. Meanwhile, Leandro encouraged Alice to open up about her experiences, offering support as rain began to fall. Back in the church, the tension escalated, prompting the girl to swiftly take cover. Simultaneously, Alice and Leandro startled by the thunderous sound of lightning. From a distance, the man observed their interactions. As the group reconvenes at the church, Calvin takes the floor, activating the music device by inserting coins before delving into his narrative. Calvin recounts a tragic car accident where he witnessed his wife's passing, an event that he describes as beautiful to him. Leandro then shares his personal tale. Instead of revealing his first murder, he discloses the assassination of Ming, a prominent figure in the triad, by poisoning her tea.
Godmother to some low-rent enforcer.
It wasn't the story.
Let's make it the story.
For a span of 72 weeks, she meticulously avoided any traces of poison in her system, leaving everyone astonished as the true cause of her demise remained a mystery. Meanwhile, the man surveilled the gathering from a secure distance using listening devices and binoculars. As he received a call from Violet detailing plans for a killing spree, the group reconvened following a brief hiatus. Outside, Leandro and Alice engaged in conversation until the others joined, allowing Morgan to sneakily exit the room and trail behind them. While outside, they observed helicopters scouring the area before re-entering, revealing a significant interaction between the man and Alice. Within the premises, it was revealed that the shot individual was Senator Kyle. Accusing Joanna of altering the terms of their agreement, Kyle asserted that he was supposed to be intentionally missed in the shooting. Suspecting Joanna's involvement in the change of events, Kyle confronted her. Kyle sustained injuries during the attack and managed to escape. Realizing that the real error was the failed attempt to kill him initially, thereby putting him at risk of further threats. Ben offered to assist in removing the bullet, with Calvin, a doctor, coming forward to aid, while Alice assured them she would fetch the necessary stitches. As they deliberated over the unfolding events and struggled to make sense of the situation, Joanna confessed to shooting at Kyle, missing her mark following Jade's unsuccessful assassination attempt. The onset of rain caused an electricity outage, prompting them to gather around candlelight. Kyle exposed Joanna's ties to the CIA, revealing her role in organizing the secret gatherings of assassins, essentially turning the group into a covert hitman network for the agency. Recalling details of each member's past deeds, undisclosed kills, and profits earned, Joanna left them all astonished. While professing familiarity with everyone present, Joanna claimed ignorance of Alice, who coincidentally appeared on the day of the failed hit on Kyle. Alice explained receiving an untraceable text message with a meeting passcode and insisted that Joanna usually sent such messages, though Joanna denied inviting her. The man was on a call with Violet, discussing her involvement in a killing case. After comprehending her situation, he shared his own tale of murdering his wife. He then counseled her to take charge of her future, and she vowed to repent the following week before ending the call. Meanwhile, outside, a man was tasked with capturing Kyle as the team inside the church grew anxious about the impending danger. Marcus becomes agitated and raises his voice at everyone. Following this, Alice begins to speak, prompting them to inquire about who invited her. She discloses receiving a text message from a blocked number, leading to hesitancy in trusting her after some debates. Despite her skepticism, Alice continues her narrative. She reveals that 6 months after her mother's passing, when she was only 13, she took action against her father for sexually abusing her younger sister. Alice describes how she fatally wounded him with a pair of scissors, expressing a lingering desire to repeat the act. Joanna disputes Alice's role as a contract killer and suspects her involvement in the plot against Kyle.
What about the no weapons policy?
Oh, this is my insurance policy.
Joe.
As Joanna's attention focused on Alice, the group attempted to soothe her escalating emotions, leading to Joanna disclosing that after Jade's failed attempt on Kyle, she took matters into her own hands and intentionally missed her shot. Joanna then singled out Alice, prompting Morgan to inadvertently reveal Alice's whereabouts with a cough, resulting in Alice being discovered. She confessed to overhearing everything. Concurrently, the man observed and oversaw the unfolding events. Despite Morgan's pledge of secrecy, the group declined to trust her. In the midst of deliberations on whether to eliminate Morgan, Alice stood in opposition, shielding Morgan from harm. Then, unfortunately, Crystal saves them by killing the man following them. Subsequently, they were instructed to return to the church as the man continued to observe them. At this moment, Alice warns Morgan not to reveal her secret, emphasizing the potential harm it could bring to her family. This leads to a debate within the team about whether to execute Morgan or spare her life.
No, absolutely not. I'm not killing a child.
Afterwards, Alice departed, and Joanna announced that Alice was now the leader of the group. And suddenly, Joanna started gunfire. Following a staged gun scare on Kyle, she reveals that Alice and Morgan are actually sisters with the surname Romanov, suggesting their Russian heritage and asserting that the group KA is now under Russian influence. It is disclosed that she is now aligned with the Russians due to better compensation. As the female members are allowed to pass, the males are instructed to wait in the church hall for an hour. Disregarding this instruction leads to a tragic event in the church as a massacre unfolds. Alice takes the first shot, killing Leandro, and then, together with Morgan, they depart with Crystal, eliminating all others present.
God bless.
Subsequently, it comes to light that Alice and Morgan are not siblings. They then return to Los Angeles with the man to greet new members of the support group. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.